As a wig collector, to what extent of madness would Roger go just to obtain a wig that satisfies him? It all started half a year ago. Roger managed to persuade Francine to participate in a dance competition half a year later. It was said that as long as the two of them could win the championship, they would be able to win a generous prize of $100,000. Since then, the two of them have been practicing hard every day in the attic. However, Francine could never successfully complete the last move. Every time Francine was on the verge of giving up, Roger would always comfort her patiently. With Roger's continuous encouragement, Francine mustered up her courage again. But on the way to the competition, Roger suddenly changed the direction of the car. Francine was very confused and full of doubts about this. Helplessly, Roger had to tell the thing that he had been hiding. It turned out that the so-called dance competition was simply a scam. The reason why he brought Francine here was that his good friend was ill, and he needed to find an excuse to trick Francine into coming with him. Under Roger's coaxing, the two of them walked into a church. On this special day, Francine was dressed in a beautiful outfit, and as soon as she appeared, she attracted everyone's attention. When Roger was looking for a place to sit, he was slapped in the face by an old woman. It turned out that Roger had hidden another thing. The person who passed away was not his friend, but his ex-wife. Until the funeral was over and everyone left one after another, Roger stayed alone. Seeing Roger with a sad expression, Francine thought he was deeply in love. But to Francine's surprise, Roger then threw a shovel to her. Francine was shocked. It turned out that Roger had hidden the truth from her again. He actually asked Francine to help dig out the body of his ex-wife. The reason why he did this was that his ex-wife had said before she died that she wanted to be buried at the bottom of the lake. And that lake was the place where he and his ex-wife had their first date. Francine couldn't stand it anymore and planned to leave right away. Roger quickly called out to her, claiming that he needed a chance to atone for his sins. Francine softened her heart immediately and decided to help Roger this one last time. They worked until night, and finally, they transported the body to the middle of the lake. Seeing that Roger had fulfilled his ex-wife's last wish, Francine was very touched and thought that this might be the most noble thing Roger had ever done. But soon, Francine was extremely disappointed, because Roger still deceived her. In fact, Roger had no idea about his ex-wife's last wish, and he couldn't even remember his ex-wife's name. He did this just to cut off his ex-wife's red hair, because no one had ever been able to make a red wig that satisfied him. And Roger could only obtain the wig through this extreme way. Roger finally got the wig as he wished, and Francine finally realized that Roger was a really wicked person. On the way home, Francine suddenly understood the meaning of the perseverance that Roger had always emphasized before. For the sake of a wig, Roger could plan such a complicated scheme, and this was Roger's perseverance. At this moment, Francine suddenly wanted to try that dance move that she had never been able to complete again. Roger agreed. Under the illumination of the moonlight, Francine completed the last dance move. However, she hid one thing from Roger. In her heart, she just wanted to throw Roger off the cliff.